Hello and welcome to another episode of the Ice Cream for Everyone podcast. I'm your host, Willem Vanderhorst. Well, look at that. Time flies. I can't believe it's already been 3 months since I thought I'd take a short break for the summer season, and now we're already in October. Mid-October. I can't believe it. I'm so sorry. The whole summer just flew by, and I'm totally late on my original schedule to get the new season of the Ice Cream for Everyone podcast started properly, and at the same time, it was probably a good idea for me to take a break because I'm not really sure I could have maintained the podcast with everything else going on. So for this one, to get things back onto order, I'm going to be publishing a few episodes very soon. You remember when you were a kid, and I don't know if you had that, but I had that in France, and I'm pretty sure, from movies and, hearing friends, like in primary school, you had to write a story about what you got up to during your last summer holiday. So I think this is going to be a bit of that. So it's introducing the second season of the podcast. A bit of me rambling on and warming up for the podcast season, and a few snippets of tests I've recorded with my digital recorder. But before we get to that, there's one thing I'd like to steal in the book of another podcaster. Maurice Cherry is going to be upcoming on another episode very soon. You should check out his podcast called Revision Path. Revision Path is a design podcast. It's really good. And one of the things he does is he reads some of the reviews from people who've posted reviews on iTunes. So iTunes, or if you're on your computer, or just quite simply, if you have an iPhone and you're listening to podcasts on the native podcast app and you leave a review, that goes to iTunes. And that's what we're talking about. So I have a few different reviews, and they're split out per country. So I have a couple of reviews. There's one that was done by Jen1573 from the United States of America on July 31st, engaging interviews with people top in their fields. Willem conducts fantastic in-depth interviews with professionals who are top in their fields. You'll gain insights from top game designers to hearing from experts in brand and communication strategy. The interviews are inspiring and educational. You can be sure that each week you'll hear from a new and amazing talent in communications, game design, and advertising. Thank you very much, June. I would say it's June, not Jen, sorry. June, thank you very much. Really, really appreciate you leaving a review. Sorry, I've not had the show on for weeks, but we'll get back there. I'm not exactly sure I'll be able to publish every week because one of the main news one of the main recent news is that I've started a new job. I'm now back into full-time employment. I had a really good opportunity to join a creative technology company called Rehab Studio. I'm based in London as the new head of strategy for them. They work on a lot of different digital product design and digital marketing initiatives, a lot of work with Google and other startups. So Google in the States work on international initiatives. Yes, both in United States based and international innovation initiatives. Most of it we can't really talk about, but quite exciting work. And a few other brands here and there, mostly consumer facing brands. I'll add the links to the show notes so you can have a look at the kind of case studies that we have on there. What else have we got? We've got a couple of reviews from friends in the UK. Lauren Gibb, diverse, informative, and fun. Willem has a great interviewing style for his podcast. He attracts a wide range of interesting guests, and I always learn something new. Even if I think I'm not interested in the topic when he introduces the guest. His fun, lighthearted style is enjoyable to listen to. Really recommend you listen to this podcast. Thank you very much, Lauren. Lauren's a friend of mine. I asked her to write a review and asked her, what she really thought. So similarly, if you guys are listening, you're enjoying what you're hearing, it really helps other people find the podcast. It makes a hell of a difference. So we have a few more reviews there, but I'll read some in another episode. And hopefully next time I might be reading yours if you post it. And I'll definitely give you a shout out. And what else has been going on? So there's a lot to catch up on, as I said. Just if we go, back to the end of June, I guess. What happened? Where we left things off, I was traveling to Los Angeles to start a new personal development program I'm participating in at the moment. For those who follow me, you might have heard I used to work with and still enjoy participating in courses with Landmark Worldwide. The flagship course is Landmark Forum. But the course I'm doing now takes place in Los Angeles over the course of a year. It's called Partnership Explorations. I'm really, really enjoying it. And so it's a course where we're exploring the nature of relationships, the kind of conversations we have with the people in our lives, and looking at what we're actually talking about. If you're interested, I can definitely tell you more, but one of the aspects I'm quite enjoying about the course is that we have book studies between each one of the weekends. It's about 6 to 8 weeks or so between weekends. The first book was a philosophy book by French philosopher Michel Foucault, The Order of Things, which was quite a tough read. I hadn't read any philosophy since high school pretty much, so that was really interesting. And then straight after the first weekend, I went to see my really good friends of mine who moved from Singapore to Chicago. Spent some time in Chicago. I'd never been. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous place. The lakefront was amazing. The beaches were gorgeous. And I had heaps of fun. And just before attending the Podcast Movement Conference, spent a fantastic day at Six Flags. I really like theme parks, and I had done some crazy roller coasters for a long time. And did some testing with my digital recorder. Welcome to another episode of the Ice Cream for Everyone podcast, live from Six Flags Great America. So we're about to ride the Viper, which is like a replica of a traditional wooden roller coaster, still wooden actually, of the Cyclone in Coney Island. Originally built, if I remember, in 1929 or something like that.
Man.
How are you feeling about it, Sarah?
I'm excited. I didn't ride the original, so this is as close as I can get.
I think it looks pretty cool.
And we're in the front.
And we're in the front. And people look so happy when they're walking off of it.
Straight to their therapist.
So we're at Strutter's, famous for their fried chicken, apparently.
Brews and spirits.
What do you think of the branding in the Six Flags park, Sarah?
It's everywhere. There's no place that isn't branded, pretty much.
No, there isn't. And there's they've used about just every place to put some kind of advertising.
A random Milky Way sign that says it's caramel, gooey, and fun, just like this roller coaster. It's amazing.
Just from where I am, I can see, so I mean, of course we're in the sports part, so there's like sports everywhere. But I can see an ad for Juicy Fruit. There's like a comeback all year round for $29.99. There's like the Klondike Sacco logo.
Whitening teeth ad.
Oh yeah, there's a whitening teeth ad.
Everywhere. I don't see it right now, but it's very random.
It is pretty random. We're going to watch and record the Goliath, which is the first one we did. It's one of their latest coasters. It looks like it's ridiculously high.
So here you have funnel cakes and some other weird concoctions. Although I've been on too many roller coasters, my stomach's swirling. I can't think of them.
Yeah, we're a little bit roller coastered out right now. I don't even know how
this
this.
Possible.
No, actually, I did not know that was.
In my life.
I'm feeling less excited about this whole thing after we've done. How many have we done? So there's the Goliath that we went on, Raging Bull, the Superman, the Batman. The Log Flume, the Demon, the Viper, the American, the Raging Bull again, the Roaring Rapids. I'm at 14, I think. So including the couple of water rides we did, but that's 12 roller coasters. It's actually a lot.
Plus, the whirly thing.
X-Flight, that's 13.
Oh yeah, shit. X-Flight.
The thing that turns all over the place, that's like 14. And the thing that the other one that turns in one direction, that goes up and whatever
that was.
Whatever that thing was, that's 15, 14, something like that.
15.
I can't count anymore.
I can barely sit. I'm very tempted just to lay on the ground with my arms up to the heavens, saying, please God, stop my stomach from swirling.
So we're going for X-Flight again. We're back in shape.
Woo!
Woo!
Our tummies have settled.
Yes, we're all ready.
We're like, what? We were such pansies before.
Plus, we were on the Dark Knight. It was amazeballs.
So amazing. So many twists and turns. And the immersive environment. Oh,
yes,
mind-blowing.
Such a decor of the whole Batman scene. Like you're underground, in the trains, the tube metro system, something like that.
Yeah.
Oh! All right, so we're going, it's our penultimate ride of the day. We're working back up thanks to the X-Flight.
Yeah!
We're going back on the Goliath.
And the X-Flight had like 50 times more branding than anything else in the park, I think. Yes. I documented it all. Stunning case study.
No. So I think we're going to be able to manage the last Superman flight and then head it back home.
Yep.
Sunset just passed by. I think this is a really pretty awesome day.
Amazing.
Hear them?
Whizzed right past us.
Favorite ride so far?
I think the X Factor.
The X-Flight.
X-Flight, yes. The X-Flight was my favorite.
I don't know if it was Goliath or the X-Flight. The X-Flight was a lot of fun.
That one made me smile. I like that one.
Plus, I also had like an eventful last ride where I walked off of it very wet and was wondering for a second where that was coming from.
Yeah.
My lap was.
I made a lot of distance between us.
I actually went to the bathroom after that. It's okay. It wasn't me.
Growing up. Yeah.
Okay. The track is orange and so is your train. You better hold on tight. That first drop's insane. Enjoy your ride.
This is the sound of Superman Ultimate Flight. Last ride of the day. It's just past 9 p.m. And so after that, the podcast movement was absolutely fantastic. That was one of the reasons for me to go to Chicago. It was several days, what was it, 3 days conference, I believe. Some fantastic keynote speakers like Kevin Smith, who's like just amazing. I really love his Jay and Silent Bob Get Old podcast. Is one of the ones I listen to. And Smodco as well, that I don't listen to all the time. I do listen to the other one on a regular basis. And so that was brilliant. And a lot of other really big, great speakers. I learned a lot. I haven't really been implementing so much of what I learned, but in the new season, I'm hoping to. And then hung out with my friend JP. One of the places we went to go, we enjoy a craft beer. We used to brew beer together. So we went to the Tour de Fat festival, which is the festival organized by the New Belgium Brewery, based in the first place in Colorado, where they travel around with these trucks and put this big show on with lots of music. And I'll let you listen to some of the ambiance and what just happened over there and some of the chats, basically. We're recording this live from the New Belgium Brewery Tour de Fat Festival, Chicago. You can hear from the background noise, there's a lot of people around. There's a lot of people riding funny bikes, dressed in carnival costumes, having a beer with my friend JP. Say hi.
Mm-hmm. Hello. I'm drinking, so no.
Oh yeah, sorry, you were drinking.
That's what it was.
It's kind of funny, and also testing the new mic.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day.
It is a gorgeous day. It's really
Some nice beers outside.
Yeah.
With a bunch of games. There's like a big Jenga to our right.
Yeah, there's a big Jenga, there's a big Connect 4, there's like lots of funny bikes and people dressed up.
Yeah, it's awesome. Nice park.
Which, for background, for anybody who doesn't know, and correct me, but I think that's the Theo, is like the couple that originally created the New Belgium Brewery had the idea on a cycling holiday around Belgium. Was that it?
Yep, that's why, their first beer was Fat Tire.
Over here.
Hi.
Just chatting.
Hi. Chatting about what?
Random stuff. About this
I want to
festival.
say hi, we're recording.
Hi.
Podcast.
Sounds awesome. I knew they were doing a podcast. Hello. Jana from Chicago.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Colleen from Arlington Heights.
Nice to
She's
meet
my
you.
aunt.
Cool. I'm Willem. Nice to meet you.
Hi. What's your podcast? Tell us.
My podcast is called Ice Cream for Everyone.
Yeah.
And it's a podcast where I usually have conversations with people who work in advertising, which is my line of work generally, or people who work in gaming, game designers in particular. So I have conversations with a variety of creators and thinkers in these kinds of areas. And I'm based in London most of the time, but I was just attending a podcast conference over the last couple of days. And, well, I'm testing my new mic.
That's very cool.
And I might be, like, right now, just finished my first season. And so I'm just recording, I'm testing the mic and just testing random recordings in different places,
Cool.
including here right now.
I listen to podcasts.
You do?
I don't.
I just finished, there was a big podcast, I was saying, there was a podcasting conference in Chicago I attended the last couple of days.
Cool.
Yeah. Do you listen to any of the Gimlet media shows?
No.
Kyle startup? Or?
I usually do Guys We Fucked. Have you ever heard that one?
I do.
That's
I
a
listen
really
to it
good
too.
one. It's really good. I listen to This American Life a lot.
Yeah.
I've got a meditation one that I listen to. Sometimes I do You Made It Weird.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
I found the guy, like, I don't know, I've only listened to one of those, but
I like
only
it a lot.
recently discovered
You would
Guys
like
with
You
Fuck
Made
with
It Weird.
friend of mine.
What's Andy's?
Oh, my brother has one that's called Vegas Fanboy. So he'll go to Vegas and he'll, do it on the cheap. And so he'll give tips and stuff like that. And then he'll talk to like hotel people and, different people in different industries within Las Vegas. And
That sounds cool.
yeah.
Have you been listening to Guys with Fuck for a while? So I started only recently, so I don't have that much experience.
I
with
have
it.
probably like 6 months. It's a podcast of like anti-slut shaming, so they talk about like real issues like gay, lesbian, depression, stuff like that. But they talk a lot about like sex and
It's all about
how
like
people get
just
screwed up
being positive
and
about
stuff.
sex, but including I've been putting the positive
They're
sides of having
comedians.
fun with it, but also talking about rape and talking about just a
Yeah.
lot of heavy stuff as well. But
Yeah.
it's fun.
Yeah, it's a good one. I like that. It's very entertaining.
It's a funny one because I find them. So these two women, I find them both. At first, I found them really, really annoying in their voices,
Yeah.
but at the same time, they do have a lot of interesting
And
shit
a lot
to
of
say.
people.
From Chicago?
No,
New
they're from New
Yorkers.
York.
New Yorker comedians, they play around with like Jewish accents and a bunch of other shit like that. And they're
They
quite funny.
always bring on like a special guest, and then they answer emails as well. So they'll people will ask them for advice and stuff. Like this guy my mom used to date is asking me out. What do I do?
So this is for a little like the 30-somethings and older, and not 16-year-olds.
Probably not.
Probably
but
not,
it's
for
public.
everybody who wants to listen.
It's public.
16-year-old who is,
Having a
having a
hard
hard time with boys.
Sorry?
Her daughter's having a hard
Dan
time.
Savage is a good one in that kind of category. I don't know if you listen to that. So he's a really, really good podcaster. And he is just advice typically around sex, love, relationships of any kind. Gay dude, and talks. I quite like him. He's like, quite steady voice. He's cool. I like him. I like him a lot. It really
you guys
varies. So he answers people's
go on a
questions
race?
and then expands
No,
on
we
different
got here
things. And
Cool.
We're just kind of hanging out with coffee.
Well, thanks for letting us creep on your podcast.
yeah, of course.
I'm
Sorry.
trying to play, and then I had a friend that's trying to play.
Are you guys playing?
Yeah, we're playing next.
Are you playing next? Are you playing right now?
We're about to
What?
play next.
Are you? No, I get that. So
No, they're playing right now.
they're playing right now. Cool.
Clearly.
Just wanted to ask. Well, yeah, but I don't know who's part of the group or not.
Yeah, that's
Just
fine.
wanted to ask them
people
questions.
playing.
That's cool.
About what?
About how stressed out they are about the game.
them. They're right in there.
Very
good.
stressful.
Hi, are you playing the game right now?
We're playing the game.
I'm recording and testing my sound for my podcast, and it's usually about games. So I thought I would interview you about
All
the
right.
state of the Jenga game right now.
Well, it's all about
There's
secretly
a lot.
cheating.
This is
Wait.
a pretty stressed out tower right now. All right,
This
sorry.
is an intense. Because, all right, so most giant Jenga, it's not this giant.
This is a really big one.
Yeah.
And there's a lot
So-
of one-off, like it's high.
There's a lot of strategy. As you can see, we've turned this step stool on its edge.
Yes.
Everyone is literally on their edge.
Oh my God! Oh.
Winners! Bam! All right. This guy's
Ladies.
wants to interview us for his podcast.
My podcast. So did you just win? You're on the
Yes,
winning team?
we won.
How are you feeling right now?
Great. It went over what? That was probably 9 feet, and we still
It was
pulled off the
ridiculous.
victory.
cheated!
We did not cheat.
No one-
She caved under pressure.
He held it in place while he pulled it out.
This happens in the world of Jenga. There's sore losers who just can't deal with the feel of defeat. But
How long have
it's
you been
really
playing? That was pretty impressive.
about, let's say 40 minutes. 40?
Half hour,
Half hour.
40 minutes to an hour. Like this hour was impressive. Like well done, guys.
Yeah. It was good. There were very limited moves in that last. I respect them all as competitors.
Really?
We'll see you at state qualifiers.
Your shirt doesn't even have Luigi on
I think the main thing is we knew our height was going to come to an advantage because we're taller than everyone. So we knew once we get to a certain point.
Your height?
Yes.
Really?
Now you're standing on your tippy toes. Yes.
And you're looking up.
Our height.
That's what I thought.
Cool, guys. Thank you very much for your time. Have a good fun.
Where can we find you on the internet?
Have fun.
God, I think
All right.
All right, there you. Have a good day.
Have a good day. It's called Ice Cream for Everyone. Sorry. So that was just to give you a little bit of an idea of like the Ice Cream for Everyone Sound of the Summers 2016 edition by Willem. Now, since then, after that in July, as I said, I started a new job, so I've been pretty busy with that, but at Rehab Studio. And, but also just catching up with friends and some reading. Some amazing reading I highly recommend after the second weekend of the course I mentioned earlier. One of the books I've been reading, which has been translated in 30 languages and ridiculously has been very popular the last few years. It's called *Sapiens: A Brief History of Humankind*. A brief history of humankind. It's highly recommended. I absolutely love that book. It's by a historian called Dr. Yuval Harari, and I hope I pronounced the name right. Sorry if I haven't. And so he takes a macro perspective on the whole history of the human race as a species of Homo sapiens, from way before primates to all the way to today, to the way that we evolved, and exposing all the different theories about the way we evolved as a species, what happened when we hit Neanderthal and other types of humans and the way they probably disappeared, all the way to the way we put together language and the agricultural revolution, the industrial revolution, why we put money together, how empires grew, how religion came about, or how it's interpreted today. I thought it was an absolutely fantastic book, so I highly recommend it. What else has been going on? So I've been getting ready for the podcast season, as I said. I have a few episodes coming up. I'm just finishing some of the edits. So this one is going to be a fairly short one just to make a few announcements and just talking about my summer, as I've said. I also had an awesome, just by the way, I've been traveling. I had an awesome weekend in Toronto, which was, again, just gorgeous weather for the Labor Day. For the last long weekend of summer in England, I went up to the north of England with a few friends. That was also beautiful. Went to swim in a pretty cold river up in Yorkshire, West Yorkshire. That was really beautiful. And, but I'm rambling. So back to the guests. So one of the episodes coming up is going to be for the anniversary of another friendly role-playing game, tabletop role-playing game podcast, The Rollists, Callum. So he asked me to interview him for his anniversary of his podcast. And so I'm going to be double publishing it on mine because ultimately, my show is generally about interviewing people. So it doesn't vary wildly from my normal format. So that's going to be coming up soon. Then we have a strategist based in New York, Kim McKenzie. I had a fantastic conversation with her. She works on a freelance basis with a number of different brands. She has fantastic stories, super interesting background. She also founded a Slack group called Ladies Who Strategize. So if you're a lady and you're a strategist, you're probably more than welcome to go and join that group. There's quite a few hundred people, I think, a few hundred women going on there, just exchanging information about all sorts of different strategy bits. I'm not on it, obviously, because I'm a guy. So you'll have to go and contact Kim and find out. Her episode's coming out soon. Brian Feister is a web designer and developer and a game author in particular. He's launching his Kickstarter project for a tabletop role-playing game called Open Legend RPG. And we talked about open source. We talked about marketing. We talked about web design. And that was fascinating. I mentioned Maurice earlier, Maurice Cherry. Maurice Cherry is the host of the Revision Path podcast. It's a design-based podcast. And Maurice is also a designer and a developer and a speaker. And I met him during the Podcast Movement Conference. Really interesting. Kept in touch with him. We had a fantastic conversation. That's going to be coming up very soon. I think that's about it for now. I'm going to be organizing a few more interviews and a few more recordings, getting back into a normal publishing rhythm. What I'm expecting is to publish about 2 episodes a month. I mean, right now I've got 4 to publish. But after that, November, December, towards the end of the year, 2 to 3 a month. I mean, I want to get back into a normal rhythm, but I'll see what exactly I can do. So apologies as I get into the flow of things with my new job that I started just a couple of months ago. Well, it's been 3 months, but just time just goes ridiculously fast. Ooh, and meanwhile, I've maintained the Ice Cream Sunday newsletter, and the newsletter's changed format. So I thought you want to know that. For the people who haven't checked the Ice Cream Sunday newsletter, you can find it, of course, on my website. That's at www.icecreamforeveryone, everything attached, everything spelled out, icecreamforeveryone.net. icecreamforeveryone.net. You can go onto the Sunday tab, look at the Sunday newsletter. I haven't reposted it to my blog or to Medium in a little while, but I've changed the format. So it used to be long form stories. Now it's a little bit less long form, and it's just like a different sets of news, some about gaming, some about the communications industry, a funny GIF, organized in a certain way. I've had pretty good feedback, but if you check it out, I'd love to hear what you think of the new format. And I think what else? I think that's about it for now, frankly. That's about it for now. I hope you really enjoyed this. Just a quick update of the Ice Cream for Everyone podcast, and I'll see you soon. All right, bye.